What are we discussing today?
We're going to sort of revisit a topic that we talked about before. But before we tell the audience, I need to tell you something.
Wow, it's not a question this time?
Nope, I just need to tell you something.
It's probably something cheesy again, right?
No, I think I chose the wrong career.
Wait, this is a serious topic. Shouldn't we go off camera to talk about this right now?
No need to. I have already decided that I'm going to switch career.
What? We need to go off the camera right now.
No, I'm going to switch my career to ophthalmology.
From pediatric hematology, oncology, and internal medicine to ophthalmology? Why?
Because I can't stop looking into your eyes.
Scare me. Nerd.
How was that?
Wasn't bad, but seriously, what are we talking about today?
We're going to talk about how all of us can help end this COVID-19 pandemic. Howdy folks, welcome to our channel. I am Pushy.
I'm Mushy.
And we're the Pushy Mushy, yeah! We will do our best to combine facts with humor, but if we do make mistakes, please let us know and we will do our best to correct. Please like or dislike, hopefully not dislike, subscribe, comment, share, and press that bell icon.
Great! How are we doing as a country fighting against COVID-19?
I think America as a country has done a tremendous job fighting against COVID-19, especially when we compare our numbers and stats from last year to this year.
How about the rest of the world?
Some are doing well, some aren't.
So what is the most effective way to fight against COVID-19?
Getting vaccinated, and therefore, I am going to make a few comments here. If you have already made up your mind to not get vaccinated against COVID-19, this episode is likely not something you would enjoy. Not everyone who has not been vaccinated is an anti-vaxxer because some are just more hesitant and reserved. But I do think anti-vaxxers should not watch this clip because I just don't see the point. Unless one believes in the realness of COVID-19, but simply not the vaccine against it, which does not make sense to me at all. I'm not here to win an argument. If you are an anti-vaxxer, you and I have fundamentally different views on vaccines and vaccinations. I'm not your dad, I'm not your teacher, I'm not your priest, and vice versa.
Okay, Pushy, I think people get the idea. Why don't you tell us how vaccines work?
Vaccines stimulate our body or immune system to produce antibodies against something. Let's call it a disease. So that we develop immunity to that disease without actually having to get that disease.
So shouldn't we develop a vaccine for every single disease?
In a nothing but ideal and perfect world with unlimited resources. Sure, because we then would never get sick, but we live in a real world. So the answer is no, because we simply don't have the resources to make vaccines against every single disease.
What are some general considerations for a vaccine?
5 general things in my opinion. Number 1, safety. Number 2, effectiveness or efficacy. Number 3, application to a mass amount of people or global importance. Number 4, ease of administration. And number 5, cost effectiveness.
Global importance means pandemic would count, right?
Of course.
So would it be fair to say that the best way to put this pandemic behind us is for people to get vaccinated against COVID-19?
Yes, all fellow Americans and folks from other countries that have access to WHO-approved COVID-19 vaccines should be vaccinated as soon as possible.
Which COVID-19 vaccines are currently approved by the WHO?
Currently, Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, AstraZeneca COVID Shield, and Sinopharm. More information can be found on the WHO website.
Are COVID-19 vaccines safe and effective?
All of the WHO-approved COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective.
Which COVID-19 vaccine should people get?
The first vaccine you are able to get is the vaccine you should get. All of these vaccines offer very, very, very good protection against COVID-19 infections, hospitalizations, and deaths, which are the main things we are trying to protect the general society from.
Are there side effects associated with COVID-19 vaccines?
There might be no side effects one experiences after vaccination, or there might be some side effects, such as tenderness or soreness at the site of injection, or various flu-like symptoms, meaning fever, weakness, body aches, headache, nausea, and or a general feeling of being unwell. These side effects are normal, expected, and should go away in a few days.
What if we start experiencing side effects that are more serious than the ones you just mentioned?
Seek immediate medical attention in this case. Do not wait.
Are we immune to COVID-19 immediately after vaccination?
It typically takes about 2 weeks after vaccination for our bodies to build antibodies against the COVID-19 virus. It is important to note that we are not fully vaccinated until 2 weeks after the second dose of a 2-dose vaccine or 2 weeks after a 1-dose vaccine.
So having all those vaccines means that we're going to end our pandemic soon, right?
Vaccines do not end pandemic. Vaccination does.
That's true. Since we do have people who don't believe in COVID-19 vaccines and those who are still hesitant about getting vaccinated.
If you're hesitant about COVID-19 vaccines, I strongly encourage you to get vaccinated in order to help end this pandemic. There is a lot of information out there on vaccine safety and vaccine-related topics. If you have questions, feel free to talk to your doctor, or you can leave your questions here and we will do our best to get back to you in a timely fashion.
So you have been encouraging our family and friends to get vaccinated, and some of them have because of your encouragement. How does that make you feel? The real question is when your family and friends do not take your advice to get vaccinated, how does that make you feel?
I'm not going to lie, it makes me so happy. Every time I hear a family member, a friend, a colleague, a patient, or even a stranger telling me that he or she has received or will be receiving the COVID-19 vaccination. But I don't get angry when folks don't listen to my advice. This is the real world, and not everyone is going to listen to me or agree with what I say. One thing I can promise is that I will always give my most sincere and honest recommendation, and I will always try to do so in an unbiased fashion. For those of you who do not agree with me, that's fine. Life goes on. And I actually do wish you nothing but the best from the bottom of my heart.
So we have covered a lot about the COVID-19 vaccinations. Next question, what if someone wants to get vaccinated, but they don't have the vaccine available in their country?
That's tough because there is only so much we can do. This answer is not going to be super satisfying, but my recommendation would be to put pressure on your government and push them to get vaccines as safely and quickly as possible. Now, there might be issues that one's government has to deal with in order to get those vaccines. So at the same time, we should also be patient and understanding, which are hard to do at times. In the meantime, follow your government's current health policies. Wear masks, wash hands often, either with soap or hand sanitizer that has at least 60% alcohol, and keep social distancing. For more information, please refer to our first video on COVID-19.
What about the COVID-19 vaccines are not approved by the WHO?
I mentioned WHO-approved vaccines for many reasons. For simplicity, leaving public health concerns aside and COVAX out of discussion for now, I personally think getting one of these WHO-approved vaccines is likely going to be the easiest route for future traveling once international traveling-related restrictions get lifted. In America, all of our currently available vaccines are WHO-approved, so we don't really have this problem. But for folks around the world who only have access to COVID-19 vaccines that are not WHO approved, Sputnik, for example, or Sputnik in Russian, which is in my opinion a fairly extensively studied vaccine at this point, but is not yet WHO approved. I think the right thing to do is to discuss the vaccine you are interested in getting with your doctor and perhaps gather some information of such vaccines from your government agencies prior to making the final decision.
So can we mix vaccines, for example, like the AstraZeneca for the first dosage and Pfizer for the second dosage, or other combination in this line of thinking?
This is an extremely useful question for many countries where vaccine supplies might not be enough at this current moment. The effectiveness of such mixing is underway. The speculation is that this might be as effective as having 2 doses of the same vaccine if completing a 2-dose series, which is currently true for all WHO-approved vaccines except for Johnson & Johnson, a 1-dose vaccine. It appears that side effects associated with mixing might be a little more. But again, as previously stated, these side effects can be expected and should go away. Again, effectiveness of mixing various vaccines is underway. Hopefully, we will find out in just a few more months.
So last question, what is herd immunity?
Herd immunity occurs when a large portion of a community becomes immune to a disease, so that the spread of the disease is unlikely, and therefore, not only those who are immune to the disease are protected, but also those who are not immune to the disease. In other words, the vaccinated protects the unvaccinated in herd immunity in the case of COVID-19 and other vaccinated diseases.
What is the percentage of people we need to have received COVID-19 vaccination to reach herd immunity?
About 70%.
It is impossible for us to cover everything about COVID-19 or COVID-19 vaccines in one clip. If you have questions, please comment below and we will consider making another episode of COVID-19. If you find our information useful, please feel free to share with family and friends.
We're the Pushy Mushy. Thanks for watching.
Bam!